In today's video, I have two different challenges. The first one is to see how many Halloween tokens I can earn in a 1 hour time span. Number two is to see if I can earn enough Halloween tokens in that 1 hour time span to earn my first legendary costume. Now, I know what you may be thinking, there is no way I can earn 20 Halloween tokens in 1 hour. And, well, you may be right. Luckily, for me to have the best chance at this speedrun, I needed to unlock a particular trial before undergoing this ridiculous challenge, meaning I'll be starting with 5 Halloween tokens already in the bank. By doing a few of the earlier trials, you unlock a challenge named Sabotage the Lockdown. This challenge is probably the shortest trial in the game, and it can be completed in roughly 3 to 4 minutes. But to do that, you do have to have a pretty good memory of the map and also play it pretty well. Not only that, this is also a Halloween event, so it means there's 5 variations added. And on top of that, the route through the map changes every single time you play.
What?
And yeah, that sucks when you're attempting to do multiple speedruns. Well, 15 to be exact. That's right, I need to complete 15 speedruns and average them all in under 4 minutes or less. And I don't want to give anything away, but this one really does come down to the wire. Now the rules are set out, let's begin. So, to undertake this challenge, I started off by equipping the Mine Rig, which would allow me to stun any enemies I encountered. As for amps, I equipped Strong Arm, giving longer stun to enemies, as well as noise reduction, which reduces noise while running and opening doors, and lastly, Slippers, which allows me to walk quietly across broken glass. My thoughts were that with these equipped, it would allow me to complete the trial in the fastest times possible. Also, it's worth mentioning, I didn't care about my rating, my only objective was to complete the trial and gain the Halloween token. My biggest issue in this challenge was my unfamiliarity with the map. Yes, I had played it previously, but before coming back to the Outlast trials Halloween events, I hadn't touched the game in well over a month, meaning I needed to go from rusty to smooth as fast as possible, or I'd be screwed before I even begin. Unfortunately, on this run, as you can see here, I was killed, which cost me precious time, but I'd completed the objective, meaning all I had to do was exit the trial to gain my first token of the challenge. And there it was, my first time in the books. 5 minutes and 27 seconds. And yeah, you're probably thinking what I'm thinking. That's too slow. After going through a few more trials, I started learning what did and didn't work about my initial setup. The first thing I noticed was the mine. It was way too slow to activate, so I decided to change to the stun bomb, as it does pretty much the same thing, but it's far quicker to use. I also realized that the Slippers rig wasn't really helping me much either, and instead I decided to buy a new rig called Last Chance. This allows me to avoid death on a final blow and instead remain with 1 HP. With these changes, I managed to get some pretty impressive times. And after 32 minutes and 30 seconds, I'd completed 8 trials, meaning I had a total of 13 tickets, leaving me with another 7 tickets to get in less than 30 minutes. I carried on, and the next few trials I had some times under target and a few slightly over, but on the whole I was doing pretty well. That was up until trial 14, when disaster struck. The run started off like any other. In fact, I actually had more throwables than normal, so I decided to take a slightly different route, and luckily the way was clear. Well, that was until I hit this issue. The way I normally went to open the garage gate was blocked, so I had to reroute. That's when I ran into Coil, and rather than tangle with this electro-shock wizard, I decided to drop my gas can and run, but that didn't work out either. I took a hard right and turned into Shaggy's ugly brother, and it's fair to say he didn't take kindly to that, and he slapped me harder than Will Smith if I'd made a joke about Jada.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth!
Sorry, Will. After getting up, I jumped over a wall to find yet again another enemy. And it's fair to say at this point, I knew this run wasn't going to plan. After being killed multiple times, I finally found my way to the generator, powered it up, and got to the safe room. But this was by far my worst run at 7 minutes and 4 seconds. That meant I'd now used 57 minutes and 30 seconds, leaving me only 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. That meant my last run had to be my smoothest with no issues at a time when my confidence was at its lowest. It's fair to say I was doubtful. But before I play the final run, let me know in the comments down below if you think I did or didn't hit my achievement. And no skipping to the end and cheating. Or you can if you want, I'm not your dad, I don't control you, do whatever you want. With that being said, it's time to watch the final speedrun. Right, so here we go. The time is 2 minutes and 30 to beat. So I started off the run same way I normally do. Went into the starter room just to see if there was any sort of useful items. Don't want to waste too much time, but if I've got a throwable, it might help me out later. So definitely something to go grab. So I can see, obviously, this door has a trap on it, so you always got to make sure to duck so you get through that without any issues. Normally I would take the door in front of me here, but that wasn't open, so I decided to slightly reroute. Now, as well as that, sometimes in this room you get that big, bulky guy that's blind but super powerful. I couldn't see him, so I'm assuming he's not there, at least he's far enough away. And as for that enemy there, I just thought I'd slowly go around the corner and hopefully not run into them, but if I do have my stun bomb, so it's not exactly the end of the world. And what do you know, I did end up running into him, but as I said, I got the stun bomb, so it wasn't so much of an issue. That keeps him there for quite a while. I saw that big Bertha over there sort of wandering around in the next room, so decided to take a slightly different route. That gate was closed, obviously, as you can see, so again, a little bit of a detour, but if I take a left now and go through this door, if I keep following down the corridor, then it takes me to the generator. Now, I decided not to run at the start because I didn't want to trigger any enemies if they were there and lure them to me. As you can hear, the alarm has gone off, so I know there's an enemy fairly close to me. Didn't exactly know the location, but just tried to get the side panels done as quickly as I could in the generator because I knew time was of the essence at this point. And luckily managed to get both of them first time, which is always good. Now it just means I need to pour the petrol in and then power up the generator by hitting the 3 keys. Put green on that one, green on that one, yellow on that one, yellow again. A little bit lame. Tried to quick throw that, but missed. But it's not the biggest problem because I had one of the pumps to stop the psychosis, so either way, cured that, got out of there, and now it was just a case of getting to the exit. Now, I knew at this point I was pretty close. Really not much had gone wrong, and I'd gone pretty direct to the generator. Quick bottle at that big bastard. I didn't have any shock, so I realised I had to run around a little bit. And managed to do that little bit of parkour. And I got in. And now it was just time to check the result. How fast I'd done it, I didn't know at this point. So yeah, as hard as I tried, I didn't hit my target of 15 tokens in under 60 minutes. But I did get close and achieved a total time of 60 minutes and 52 seconds. Either way, it wasn't a complete waste of time as I still had the required amount of tokens to buy the Halloween costume. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button and maybe even consider subscribing if you want more content like this in the future. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one.